Hey guys, welcome to my channel. To start off the new year, I've decided to set up my bullet journal for 2018 with you. It's my first time using a bullet journal actually, but I love keeping planners and journals for my videos, tasks, my workout schedules, and just to keep track of my goals. So I thought this would be a fun thing to try. Here I'm just showing you what the journal I purchased looks like. In the back it has a pocket for you to keep stickers, or I'd probably keep sticky notes in it, so I thought that was pretty cool. I've already set up a couple of pages starting with my key and index. I kept that pretty simple and separated it out by the months of the year. Then I wanted to start my journal with an inspirational quote to remind me of during the year. It says, "Enjoy the journey," and I've doodled some mountains on it. That page is fun for me to make. It's just the attitude I have going into the new year. On the next two pages, I set up a books page to keep track of the titles of the books I read throughout the year, especially the ones I want to remember for future reference. Then I made a page for movies, TV shows I want to watch, or some of my favorites during the year. After that, I decided to do a yearly calendar. I'm not sure how I feel about this page. I'll try to utilize it by highlighting some important dates coming up and make a more detailed note about it on another page. But this was definitely difficult to make because of the small space. It's hard to correct if you make a mistake. You'll see at the end I did make one error in February, but I tried to hide it by just going over the date with a little heart. So for the yearly calendar, I just went through and wrote out Monday through Sunday. And then after that, I fill in all the little dates for each month of the year. I kind of cut this part off just because it took so long for me to do. It is really time consuming. Then I went through and wrote the names of each month above the calendar. Yeah, like I said, this took me quite a lot of time, and I just kept it pretty simple. I just used a black paint marker, or whatever you want to call it. It has like a cool brush tip to it. I really like that for the bigger fonts and just some of the artwork that I want to do later on. So I went through with that, and then I took another yellow marker and decided to highlight the weeks like Monday through Sunday, just to give it a little bit of a touch of color. Just because of the New Year celebration, I kind of stuck with more black and kind of like a gold color. So that's what I did for that. As you can see, I didn't really put like a yearly calendar above it or 2018 or anything like that. I didn't really have much room for it, so I actually made the next page about that. I already pretty much have it sketched out in pencil of how I wanted to do it, just because I didn't want to really make any huge mistakes. So for the next page, I did another inspirational cover page. So I went with The Adventure Begins 2018 with some arrows and a little bit of the mountains again. I don't know why, I'm just kind of liking mountains and drawing those out. So this was really fun again for me to do this page. I added a little bit of color to the arrows just to give it a little something, but I still wanted to keep it pretty simple. I do like how it turned out though. And I didn't make it themed or anything because I just wanted it to be for like the whole year, not anything really specific for just January. On the next two pages, I'm designing my January calendar. For this one, I decided to decorate with things that reminded me of the New Year celebration. So I did some banners and stars and ribbons. Then I made little champagne bottle and colored that in. You guys will see that here in just a second. Right now I'm just tracing out the calendar. I probably should have used a ruler, but I didn't mind making some mistakes, and I wasn't worried about it being perfect. A bullet journal is just for you, so it's okay if it's not perfect. As long as you like it, that's all that really matters. You don't even need to make so many designs or do as much artwork if you don't want to. You'll see that I decided to go with a simpler look on other pages. I'll continue to make changes to it along the way. I left out a section at the bottom for additional notes if I need to add more details to it or write down goals I have for that month. I haven't really decided yet. Like I said, I'll just keep working on it as I go. I had so much fun drawing out the champagne bottle and coloring all that, and I just thought it was a cool idea to do for celebrating the new year. I actually got distracted by coloring this in and doing all this artwork that I actually forgot to write the numbers in the month in the calendar, but I do go in and fix that later on. When I go to finish it out, you'll see. These next two pages I was really excited about. I thought it was a really great idea to track my progress throughout the year. I've seen quite a few people do this, and I was really excited to do it as well. So on the first page, I started with a habit tracker. I didn't complete all the habits in this video because I didn't have the whole list right in front of me, and I was still debating what I want to put down. But I want to get healthier this year, so I want to hold myself accountable for working out. I feel like this is a good page for that. On days I don't do a full workout, I want to at least do yoga or meditate. I've recently started doing that, and I want to make a bigger effort to fit that into my schedule. This next page is my mood tracker. I think it's probably my favorite. I'll add a key down at the bottom with colors and moods later. I made exactly enough space for 31 days to fill in. I went with a lotus because of what it symbolizes for me. I just love the lotus. It's actually a tattoo I want to get sometime this year. So I thought it would be great to start off my year by drawing this out. Um, for me, it reminds me that there's beauty and light in everything, to look for the good in a bad situation, that we can grow and overcome any obstacle and become our best selves no matter what we're going through or where we've been. I hadn't planned on explaining it in that much detail, but in case you guys are wondering why I wanted it as a tattoo, I figured I'd explain now. Anyways, on this next page, I just did something simple. I drew out boxes for this week of January. Here I'll put more detail of what I do during the week, when I'm going grocery shopping, meal prepping, working out, cleaning, videos, etc. So yeah, I did decide to keep this pretty simple and added a little space on the right corner for my notes, any extra things that I want to add. I added the dates on the top of each box with like a little banner. Then I wrote the weeks out Monday through Sunday. And then I just kind of colored in the edges. Wasn't really sure at first what I wanted to do, but I just went with a bold, like, I don't know, shadow effect, I guess, to it. I don't know that I really necessarily like the blue that I went with, but that's okay. I can always fix it up later. Maybe I'll add some more patterns to it later. I like to just sit and doodle when I'm feeling kind of stressed or anxious, so I'm not really too concerned about making the page too pretty because whenever I'm in the mood to draw, I'll just add on to it later. So next is the last two pages. I want to stay on budget. I like to keep track of my spending, so I made a page for expenses. I put a space in the left for the date and then the description, and then left 2 spaces for income and expenses. At the end of the month, I'll be able to see how I spent my money and work on prioritizing where my money goes. I just like to keep track of stuff like that so I can work on it better. Then on the next page, I plan out January's videos. I'll add it to my calendar later when I know exactly when I'm filming, what video I'm working on for the week, when I'm going to post it. But I do that as the month goes on because things always change and I always post what I'm in the mood for. But here I'll just keep out my ideas, and if I don't post something in that month, I'll move it over to the next month. So yeah, that completes my bullet journal setup. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. I'm just going to do a flip through real quick so you guys can see how it turned out. Leave a comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and come follow me on Twitter if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye guys.